Sure, we have to do this. It's a bit of a hill.
His mother said, if you're coming to school, you got to bring your sister because they have to go and work in the fields. So this kid carries his 1-year-old sister everywhere. A lot of those kids don't eat in the morning. A lot of those kids, the only place they do eat is at that school.
I thought going up that mountain, Mary's meals can reach everywhere that there's a hungry child.
Do you see what happens after a simple meal? It just came to life.
Love reaches everywhere.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Someday, you'll get your knee replaced. Someday, a new hip. Someday can be sooner than you think. At Parkview Ortho Hospital, we want to help you get moving again. So we offer a full range of options for joint pain, including outpatient joint replacements and personalized solutions. It's time to reclaim your life at Parkview Ortho Hospital, because someday is today. Learn more at parkview.com/ortho. Parkview, we believe in better.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Keep it 100. Keep it 100. Thank you.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Parkview Sports Medicine pregame show here on SummitCitySports.com. We're coming to you live from the campus of Southside High School. We are at Don Reichert Gymnasium, as we will have the Northrop Lady Bruins taking on the Lady Archers of Southside. Tonight's matchup is a doubleheader. I'll be one of your commentators tonight. Andrew Wiss will be the other. My name's Ryan Dellinger, our cameraman tonight. He's ready to go as well. Northrop comes into this game 3-5 overall. Fort Wayne Southside just 5-1. Kevin Clopton in his first year, he's 3-5. Juanita Goodwell, well, she seems like she's been around here forever at Southside. She's in her 12th season. She's 190-86. The Sagarin ratings for Southside are 86.28, good for 34th overall, 25th in Class 4A. For the Northrop Bruins, they check in with a 66.38 Sagarin rating, good for 133rd overall, 133 overall, and 60th in Class 4A. The last outing for each team, Northrop lost to Mishawaka Marion 70-52, while Southside lost to Heritage Christian last week 68-45. Southside holds a commanding lead over this Bruin team over the last 26 years. They lead 23-15. The last meeting between these two teams, almost 1 year ago, it was Southside winning a large win over Northrop, 72-48. That was out at Northrop last year. Time to pay some bills here on the pregame show. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports. Like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Kelly Automotive Group is Indiana's number one automotive group with over 1,000 new vehicles and 500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Please visit drivekelly.com. Simple, transparent, reliable. Tom Steel Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They'll help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle. They've got other auto repair services like brakes, wheel alignments, and engine diagnostics. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook page for updated promotions. Enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. You're invited to join ProFed Credit Union, where we get to know you. To better serve you, sign up online in 5 minutes or stop by a branch. Join ProFed today and start owning your own financial future at profedcu.org. At Ottenweiler Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process, from bid to build. Visit OttenweilerContracting.com. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball player in the area from ages 5 to 18. Our players are equipped with elite level skills and a foundation of life skills. Jump on board. Together, we can reach the summit. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. A system and solution that fits your unique need. Visit AndersonCoolHeat.com. Alisteca Mexican Restaurant has been a Fort Wayne favorite since 1973. The recipes are sure to tantalize your taste buds. Visit AlistecaRestaurant.com. iCryo specializes in whole body cryotherapy, body sculpting, cryofacials, infrared sauna, and compression therapy services. Check out Jalen Smith's signature location on Coliseum Boulevard by Blaze Pizza. Parkview Sports Medicine continues to lead the way in Northeast Indiana. Our specialized sports medicine team offers direct access to physical therapy and sports physicians in our new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse. No referrals needed, saving you time and money. Visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more. And if you're looking for a basketball camp, why not join the Holiday Hoops Basketball Developmental Camp that runs from the 29th to the 31st at the Sport One Fieldhouse. Go to always100basketball.com and register today to sign up for that basketball camp there at the Fieldhouse. Well, the two teams are still continuing on their way here on the Parkview Sports Medicine in their warm-up. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll look at the standings in the Summit Athletic Conference. You're watching high school girls basketball on SummitCitySports.com.
I choose to do whole body cryotherapy after practices, games, and training. It reduces inflammation in my muscles and allows me to move more agile throughout my profession. I became a believer in iCryo after my severe injury in college at Notre Dame, tore my ACL, and I was looking for ways to recover, ways to get back on the field. So I'm thankful for iCryo.
Welcome back to the Parkview Sports Medicine pregame show here on Summit City Sports. Time to take a look at the Summit Athletic Conference standings. Southside leads the conference with a 5-1 record, 3-0 in conference play. Behind them, the 7-2 Concordia Cadets and the Carroll Chargers. They both are 2-0 in conference play. Homestead sits in fourth place at 6-3, 2-1 overall, while Bishop Luers is 3-4 overall, 2-1 in conference play. Snyder sits at 3-2 overall, 1-1 in conference play. Bishop DeWanger 4-7 overall, 2-2 in conference play. Wayne at 3-6, 0-2 in conference play. Northside's played the most games of any team in conference play, and they are 0-13, 0-3 in conference play. And then the Northrop Bruins at 3-5. They are 0-4 in conference play. I don't know, Andrew, can you hear me over there? No, I know that headset is a problem. So at some point,
check. Can you hear me?
I can hear you like you're sitting right next to me.
Well, you're the luckiest man in the Southside Gymnasium then, because my voice is angelic tonight, and so thrilled to be here inside Don Reichert Gymnasium. First chance to see Southside, who is on to a fantastic start, as you just said. But also, Ryan, we probably need to call them hungry, as the last time they laced it up, I believe they fell in their only loss of the season. A tough one there against Heritage Christian. Yeah, Heritage Christian, always one of the top teams in the state of Indiana, and no different there. And, you know, the Southside team is very good. They have some size, and Woodson on the inside. But on the outside, Olivia Smith really keeps this team moving, and with the additions of CeCe Calloway in there now, who came over from Concordia, and then Jazz Combs. It just feels like Jazz Combs has been here for like 16 years and hasn't left, and she's still unhealthy this year as well for Southside. So Juanita Goodwell has another very good squad. Yeah, and a lot of people think, you know, maybe there's going to be a drop-off after J.C. Jones graduated last year. But, again, you mentioned the move in with Callaway, and still a lot of experience on the floor. And Coach Goodwell does a great job of getting her roster ready and also challenging them with tough competition throughout the year. Also want to commend her on her scheduling with no SAC tournaments. Obviously, this month, she was one of the coaches that was able to get out there and get her team some games. I believe they're headed to a Mishawaka Marion tournament on the 29th, and so they're still going to be able to play some games in there. While a lot of teams are just going to have an enormous break, a lot of SAC teams are going to have just an enormous break there if they weren't able to schedule games before Christmas, after Christmas. Absolutely, you're completely right. And you look at who's starting tonight for Southside. Your starters tonight for the Archers, presented by Kelly Automotive Group. You've got Olivia Smith starting tonight at one guard position. She'll be the point guard. At the shooting guard position tonight will be a 5'7" senior, number 5 Jazz Combs. At another shooting guard position, Cassidy Conley, who's really come on in the last couple years here at the Archers. And then Callaway will start tonight. She's a swing player, the transfer from Concordia. And then Lamaya Woodson, who, if you don't know, averages 13 points a game and 9 rebounds. So in the middle, she is something to work with. I mean, I think she's one of the better inside players, and when Ayanna Patterson's going to get a chance to play against her in a couple of weeks, and she's finally going to have somebody to deal with in the size department here in the area. Yeah, I think anytime if you're a girls' high school coach in Indiana, if you can have a 6-foot senior in your lineup, whether it's a starter or coming off the bench, that is a luxury, because it's just going to provide a presence there defensively. But also, she's been starting now for a couple of years and really has improved her touch from the free throw line, her footwork in the basket area, and really taken on a leadership role this year. But look for us to call her name quite a bit tonight, and it should be an interesting matchup with Tiana White, the 5'10" senior for Northrop, the leading scorer, leading rebounder for the Bruins.
Yeah, and if you look at their starters tonight, they're going to get Jasha Scott back tonight, and Jasmine Perry will start along with Tiana White, Amanda Thatcher, and Alexa Robinson. And I know you just joined us, so you didn't get to see Northrop's warm-up. Tiana White is not 100% tonight. She did very little in warm-ups tonight, so I don't know if she has a reoccurring injury. It looked to be, I want to say her right knee was giving her some fits, and I know last year she had some hip issues and a back issue at sometimes last year too. So, and then you got to guard Woods. So, congratulations on being hurt. You just have to guard one of the better inside players in the city.
Sure, and if she is unable to play tonight, I know there's been some knee issues bothering her, and she's been really toughing it out that way. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Bruins play some zone, maybe some different zones to try to protect the basket area tonight defensively.
Yeah, this game, is you look on paper, it does seem like it's a bit of a mismatch, but Northrop plays in spurts really good. I've already had them a couple times this year, and you can see they've got some ability. Thatcher's been around for a while. Perry's been around for a while. Tiana White's been around for a while. I know they had a transfer that went out. That kind of hurt them quite a bit when Destiny Jackson went over to Snyder. But and all these girls, you look down the roster, these girls have all played before. The thing is that they just have to get better. They got a new head coach, Coach Clopton, who I think is doing a good job with these young ladies. So we'll see what gives tonight in this game. And remember, boys and girls, this is doubleheader action tonight here at Southside. You and I are the lucky ones. We're the only ones that drew a doubleheader on a Friday night here in the Fort. So, with that, why don't we take our final timeout? When we come back, we'll have the starters. And you've been watching the Parkview Sports Medicine pregame show right here on SummitCitySports.com.
Excited about the place that it put us, and the quarantine hit, and we knew we had guys that were going to work hard at home, but just the idea that we could get a lot of them together working hard at a location where people know what they're doing was really beneficial. And I think that training did a great job for those guys to kind of get the ball rolling for them, and they came back in the end of June, early July, and it's like they hadn't missed a beat. They were flexible, they were fast, and ready to lift and run and start playing football, so it was a huge benefit for us.
To gain an edge on your competition, it starts with a free one-on-one performance assessment. Call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We believe in sharing positive stories and are excited to set the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Basketball is such a reactionary sport, and we talk all the time about your first 3 steps are the most important: powering out, exploding, the things that they're teaching our kids with changing direction quicker, getting a stronger core. Those things have been very valuable for our athletes. Everything that Parkview Sports Medicine has done has been very applicable to what we do on the court. We're learning how to control our bodies, and that's something that I think our girls have really benefited from. Some of our girls who had some speed and quickness now are becoming more explosive.
To gain an edge on your competition, it starts with a free one-on-one performance assessment. Call 260-266-4007. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
And there are your starting lineups for both squads tonight. 4 seniors on the roster. Check that, 5 for the Archers. 4 of them in the starting lineup, along with the speedy guard, junior Olivia Smith. And for the Bruins, 2 seniors, 2 juniors, and the sophomore Lex Robinson. And as we get it ready to tip off, obviously thrilled to be bringing you 2 games tonight from inside Southside High School, Don Reichert Gymnasium. And obviously I think you can expect, as we would expect all Juanita Goodwill coached teams, to come out and apply some defensive pressure. And I think it's going to be, can the Bruins withstand that pressure and attack it for good shots? If this turns into live ball turnovers and easy buckets for the Archers, it could be a long night for the Bruins.
And I know I've had the Bruins a few times this year. Turnovers seem to be their Achilles heel. And this is the team that you don't want to turn the ball over very much against, this Archer team, because they'll make you pay fairly quickly.
And again, as you turn it over, it can also give the opposing team energy, especially when they turn it into touchdowns. Just like that one maybe right there, as Smith attacks. And again, the Bruins defensively are pretty good when they can play 5-on-5. And when they can rebound, miss one there, Robinson going to pull it down. You can see even off of a miss, the Archers able to get into the diamond in one press. And they speed you up faster than you want to play, faster than maybe you should play. It's going to be, can the Bruin ball handlers be mature, have some poise against this Archer defense?
And it looks like Northrop's going to come out maybe in a 3-2 matchup. I've seen them play this. I believe it was against DeKalb. They ran the same thing. Jazz Combs from deep.
And again, they don't really deny it on the inbound. They don't need to do a ton of screening. But one thing you want to do is really check before you dribble. If you simply put this on the deck and then look to make decisions after you've lost your dribble, you're obviously not going to be as good, as smart of a basketball player. And that is going to be if we call the first tip of possession, that's the third turnover and 3 possessions for the Bruins.
And it looks like, Southside's got a big 3-headed weapon on the outside with Combs and Callaway and now Olivia Smith out there. And we've got an early foul here on the Archers.
I think they're going to get Combs there coming over the top. That'll be the first team foul for the Archers. And so, again, you see that. That's what you want to see if you're the Bruins. Thatcher checking before she dribbles. And Perry, you like her. The senior attacking Woodson, taking it right into the shot blocker. Woodson maybe trying to get an early foul on her. Smart attack there by Perry. A nice use of the left hand on the finish. And now the Bruins, again, because they scored, get a chance to set their defense.
Whoa, Combs is hot.
They're going to have to find the shooters for the Archers, and they may not have as many as they've had in the past, but obviously Combs, number 5, is that shooter that the Archers want to find. Good looking possession there, just couldn't get it to go, and then the Bruin defense gets back.
Well, Olivia Smith with a little Euro step in the lane.
And that was just a little case of I'm playing harder than you are. White being a little careless with the rebound and push. And you'd just like to see some balance there. I think the Bruins did a great job of getting the ball into the middle of the floor as they attacked, but you'd like to see some balance on the shot by Thatcher.
Northrop, I think every game they've had, that I've had them this year, the other team has pressed them. So seeing a press is not unusual to them this early in the season. And their guards are good enough to break it with Perry and Thatcher.
Yeah, and no COVID issues this week, the past couple weeks for the Bruins. So they've had a week to prepare for this Archer pressure. They've worked against it and had a chance to see some film of Southside, getting a couple possessions here. And so obviously shouldn't be any surprise. The second part of that is going out and executing against it.
And South will pressure every dribble you take. It was a good patient possession for Northrop. They battled on the boards. Let's see if they get a good look here.
Would have been a big shot there. Pulled it within 3. But again, the Bruins get back defensively. And a tough one there. I thought Thatcher was defending well, even exaggerated the high arms. Nonetheless, it'll be an underneath out of bounds for the Archers. Olivia Smith to inbound and a box set look. Substitution coming in for the Archers, number 3, Annika Davis. One of the 4 freshmen on the roster.
And she's had a good beginning to the year. Oh, right through the legs of Woodson.
And this is Robinson, who's really provided some big minutes. Played JV last year as a freshman, and the sophomore really physical and plays confident out there and just plays hard as Jasia Scott hits a top-of-the-key 3 for the Bruins. And with 4:13 remaining, it's a 3-point game.
And here's the one thing I have noticed about Northrop. They go through those spells where they'll turn the ball over maybe 4 out of 5 possessions, and the other team gets probably 8 to 10 points, and before you know it, you're into a double-digit deficit. And if they can kind of control that tonight and they've already played good defense today against this team and rebounded. So if they can do that, they can stay in the game, and Scott will pick up her first, team's third here in this. That's kind of a ticky-tack one there. I'm not sure that really knocked her off her position.
Yeah, I thought she slid her feet well there, but another underneath out of bounds for the Archers. Smith, the inbounder. They're going to run Jones off. They clear it out. And again, you mentioned the good defense. And that's one thing, despite their turnovers, the Bruins really don't put their head down. They move on to the next play. But you're exactly right. Come to the end of the game, it really is going to come down to field goal attempts and free throw attempts. And one way to get more field goal attempts is don't turn it over. And obviously, offensive rebounds. Those are usually 2 very telling stats in the game of basketball as the Bruins force a turnover there.
And, the Northrop has done a good job on the press so far. A lot of the times, I've been doing so much girls college basketball, everybody presses. Why? Because it runs 10 seconds off the shot clock. Because they don't get as long as one. And there's no 10-second rule. So they do it a little different in college, but right now, Northrop's girls are doing a great job. Look at that 3.
And again, break the press to get shots you want, but also don't break it just to break it and set up your offense. Break it to get good shots. You might have to run offense tonight that's simply cross half court, make 2, 3 really good passes, and hit the shots. They've hit a couple back-to-back threes now. But also the one thing we'll say about the Bruins is Jasia Scott's been out for, I think, the last 4 or 5 games that they've played. And she obviously provides speed, athleticism, and ball handling for the Bruins.
Yeah, she wasn't there. The last time I had him, she was not able to play, and there's some reasons for that. But, she's a really good athlete.
And we talked about the benefits of having a 6-foot senior Woodson there. They didn't pass her the ball, but she saw her teammate shoot it and simply ran to the offensive glass. As Robinson, who just hit a 3 for the Bruins, misses that one.
This is for the lead. Combs tipped that one out of bounds. Southside going to bring some new players back in.
And, the Southside press also brings up another interesting thing. The fact that they're playing with no fans, you really don't have that raucous atmosphere where the fans really help the team gain momentum, gain energy, and it almost becomes such a crazy environment for the team that's maybe turning it over. That just doesn't exist in these gyms that the girls are playing in. And so maybe they're able to keep their cool, keep their heads a little bit more, and maybe recover mentally easier than maybe in the past.
Yeah, the benches are not real vocal in high school because of the officiating, to be quite honest with you. But in college, man, that's where all the energy comes from. Well, that ball was 3/4 of the way in and out by Scott.
I've always said they should give them a 1.5. Nobody listens to me about those shots that go halfway in and rim back out, but I'm still going to write my local congressman and see if I can make some changes.
Absolutely, you should do that.
So 2:22 remaining, Southside with a 2-point lead. And if you're the Bruins, this is how you want to play all 4 quarters. Control the pace, and play solid defense like they do right there. Tiana White with the deflection. And again, you see the senior drawing a foul there. Maybe not moving at the speed that we're used to. Maybe not moving at the speed that she wants to. She is wearing a knee brace on the right knee tonight. But nonetheless, able to draw a whistle, and that's going to be the third team foul against Southside 2 thus far against the Bruins.
And White, a pretty decent foul shooter. I mean, if there's somebody you want at the line at the end of the game to shoot for you, she's going to be one of them. I believe she's around that 70-some% foul shooting this season, yeah. And she can tie this, or she can actually tie this thing up. And she does. Good start for the Bruins.
And this ought to be an interesting watch all night. We are seeing some man-to-man defense now for the Bruins, but speed on speed, meaning Scott defending Olivia Smith. The two juniors have been playing basketball against each other for years here in Fort Wayne, and you see them guarding each other tonight. And that was deflected off of bounds, out of bounds. Last touch there by the just checked in number 12 for Southside. That's Lachey Peterson, a 5'9" player for the Archers.
She looks like she has grown about 3 inches since last year.
And the Bruins letting it fly from behind the arc. You like the hustle. White on the floor, along with Peterson, and that jump ball going to keep possession here. 124 and a box set look for the Bruins. The Bruins love to run that America's play. Look, Scott's open right now.
Scott was wide open. Good look.
Nice find to Anaya Moore. Anaya Moore just turned in a fantastic World War I project, Ryan, in her U.S. history class.
Good for her.
Shout out to her, working hard. Excellent on our Zooms every day. And Woodson responds with a layup of her own. She's got 4 points, I believe. Make it 6 for the Archers early in the game.
I think Woodson had the assist. That might have been to Patterson.
Nice find there as Thatcher drove the baseline, and that time kept her pace about her. Came to a stop a couple times early in this first quarter. She didn't really come to a balanced stop. That time I think she drove the baseline with intent to look for a teammate. And I think if Coach Clopton can get that a little bit more out of her, better decision making, that's something she can do. She's a very talented player. But maybe just mentally thinking about her decision making pre-attack, really going to help the Bruins. And a 5 count. Our statistician had the night off, I believe, but the Archers with 5 or 6 turnovers here in the first quarter.
Easily.
One reason why the game is knotted at 12, 41 seconds left. And the Bruins have been breaking this pressure and been very willing three-point shooters as they've attacked. Little up, little under. Woodson did a great job of staying vertical. I don't know how she didn't touch that, but they're going to say last touch by the Bruins. And so Callaway will inbound to Smith with 27 seconds.
You can really tell that Northrop had time off to prepare for this game. That is evident at this point.
And there's a Goodwell staple right there. Clopton obviously not thrilled with the call. That's going to be the second personal on Jasia Scott.
It looks like Perry.
That is her third. Ooh, mama. I'm surprised she was in the game with her second in the first quarter. But that's a Goodwell staple where they simply sprint the 2 right side players off. Last year they'd sprint the 2 left side players across for J.C. Jones to drive it hard left. But simply a clear out for your best basket attacker. And Smith was able to draw that so important third foul on Jasia Scott. It'll be interesting if we see her the rest of this half.
Let's see if they get a shot off here with 1 second to go. That's
Counted
good if it goes.
I thought Santa Claus was going to bring Callaway a half-court shot, but he has not arrived yet. We'll be right back after a brief word from our sponsors here at SummitCitySports.com.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Welcome back to Don Reichert Gymnasium inside of Southside High School. After 8 minutes of up and down action, the Archers with a 2-point lead. And on the floor for the Archers as we start the quarter, the freshman taking it out of bounds, Annika Davis, Olivia Smith, Cece Calloway, Jas Combs, and Lamaya Woodson, who had 8 big first quarter points. They get it right to her. Great position early. Did her work early before the catch and was able to really just turn and lay that in. Not a lot of resistance defensively. Soft touch there, though, by the junior Thatcher. Went high off of the window with just the right amount of touch. And that before I could even get the rest of that statement out, Olivia Smith. I'd love to see her 100-meter dash time. My goodness, she got up and down the court quickly.
You could tell that Olivia plays with the boys. You ever notice that? Like that step, she's got that little extra gear.
She can get up and go. And then on the floor for the Bruins, the senior Perry with it, who gets it to another senior White. Thatcher with the ball now, Robinson and Anaya Moore, number 40 in the basket area. Nice post entry, high post entry, and deflected out of bounds. But good offensive possession, the Bruins being patient, good spacing against that 1-2-2 zone of the Archers.
Yeah, is that what they were running? Was it 1-2-2? Because it looked like Cece Calloway was guarding no one.
And it's tough because they'll match up on the perimeter and still try to apply that pressure. It might just be a switching out perimeter against that. But I think the Bruins, if they can continue to enter it into the high post, they're going to be able to get good action offensively. I think it's going to be, can they defend Woodson? And again, she's 2 feet away.
Oh, that about went in.
Bruins, I think, got lucky there. What an outlet pass. Thatcher, nice read as Davis got back, but also a nice peek. That's like looking in the stocking before Christmas. Thatcher turned and peeked at the basket area. What did I find but Alexa Robinson open underneath? Sometimes maybe you should peek in the stocking, Ryan.
That's right. I never did it. You.
Well, that's because of your respect for authority, I believe.
I was afraid Santa would find out.
But basketball players, at least the good ones, they always peek at the basket area. Oh, nice check there, but Annika Davis in the way. And here's Jas Combs against Perry. And she was sort of in that position. Should I let it go? Should I foul? Traction replay here. Let's find it as Tiana White thought she had more, but Davis steps in, and then watch it as Combs attacks the basket, uses her body to protect the ball, give her the and one opportunity now, and a chance to extend the Archer lead with 5:58 remaining to 5.
I believe we had a bench warning there. Seen a few of those this year. Now that there's no fans, the officials can hear everything that is said.
And you also like that the official didn't lose his cool and simply gave a warning rather than a quick tech. And you see that more and more out of the officials. Really do a great job of avoiding emotion, talking to coaches throughout the game, and he's been an official in the Fort Wayne area, done a great job for years. Thatcher, tough to find an orange jersey. and threw it to the Southside cheerleaders who, Ryan, those pom-poms are green and shiny. They almost look holiday-esque over there on the side.
They do. So, well, you guys are done for a while, right? You don't have to teach for a couple of weeks. Good for you guys.
Well, the teaching never stops. And that's no days off. We always find people to drop knowledge on. So, my kids included.
Oh, I bet they really like you. They have to like you for at least a week. Correct?
Hey, if not, I'll keep giving them assignments. That deflected out of bounds. And again, this Bruin defense, when they've really been able to, and again, Woodson not in the game right now, when they've been able to, the Archers haven't been able to just throw it right into Lamaya Woodson 3 feet from the basket. They've had a tough time navigating this Bruin zone. And so with Jay just got now, it's going to be interesting how the Bruins handle this full court pressure. What they've tended to try to do is find Tiana White in the middle of it, and the Archers simply back off there. Maybe backed off a little too far as Tiana White splashes the peaches from the left wing. Give her 3 more points. And the senior finds all different spots on the floor where she can score for the Bruins. And then again, before you can even blink, Olivia Smith down the other end had a great look, couldn't get it to go. And a foul called on Southside. Both teams now with 5 team fouls, 5:10 remaining in the second quarter.
And Northrop with another chance to take the lead here. And we've only got 5 minutes left in this half. I'll tell you, Robinson's been huge in the first half.
And
5
like
points.
The way she plays. She's a very heads-up player. Got a great. Some of those players you can just tell the way with their body language, with the fact how they just don't react. Good plays, bad plays. They really just don't react and just simply play hard. I'd love to coach 5 Alexa Robinsons.
Yeah, she has good energy. I know she wasn't starting early in the season. Moore was starting a little bit more than her, but she has done a good job in this game getting wide open shots.
Peterson going to give Smith the ball, screen in out, and they find the shooter Davis, and rebounded by Tiana White. Coach Clopton going to call a timeout after that defensive carom, and so while we break here, we'll break where we are. Be right back after a brief word here at Summit City Sports.
The thing on the side.
Welcome back to Southside High School. Game 1 of a doubleheader tonight, and as Ryan said earlier, the only doubleheader in the city. That might be a Band-Aid they just found on the floor.
Well, yeah.
Shout out to the officials for taking care of that Band-Aid. I don't know if that's something I would have scooped up off of the floor, but let's begin action, and the Southside Archers coming out in that sort of extended 1-2-2 zone look. Trap here on the near sideline. Perry with it, one bounce. She'll flick it. And again, these Bruin shooters have been very willing, and I think that's coming from Coach Clopton. Keep shooting it. Obviously, give yourself a chance at an offensive rebound, but they found some openings against this Archer zone.
And they're shooting when they're open. That's the good thing. It's not like they're taking bad threes right now. They've been taking good ones. The only other girls game tonight in conference play is Homestead at Lures. I think that's going to be a good game because I've already seen Carroll play. Carroll's pretty damn good. They're all pretty tall, and they beat Homestead already this year. And Lures has some very good players inside.
Yeah, I got a chance to see Lures in Northrop last week, and Coach Pixley always does a great job. He's been doing a great job now for 6-7 years over there. And he's also had some success. He's done well and competed well against Homestead since he's been there. He's always really got his girls to play well against the Spartans. which is a huge compliment. As you know, as good as Homestead's been the last 7-8 years in the city.
I believe it wasn't 2 or 3 years ago. Lures upset Homestead in the holiday tournament.
Absolutely.
And that Anna Parent, she's a great athlete. She's good on the volleyball team. You know, she can do a lot of. She's a good athlete. She probably would be a heck of a track runner too. She's a good volleyball player. So that's probably going to be a very close game tonight between those two teams.
Yeah, and I wish somebody would describe me that way, but I've never had that description said about me. Good athlete, you know, good at everything they do. I wonder what that's like. I'm going to have to talk to Anna Parent and just see what that's like to be described as a good athlete. Combs, the up fake. You got to respect her shooting range.
Whoa.
And guess who on the offensive glass? She visits the offensive glass like Santa Claus visits Holmes, just always there and on time. Start calling her Mrs. Claus, Lamaya Woodson. Here's Combs. That would be her third triple. I'm not a math teacher, Ryan, but 3 times 3, I believe, is 9. Give Combs 11 on the game, and 9 of those points coming from behind the arc, as Smith deflects that out of bounds.
And this is that danger spot for Northrop right now. Being 6 points down, 3 minutes to go here in the first half. And they're not going to waste any time. They're going to bring Scott back in now.
Yeah, really interesting coaching move. Obviously, she's been told probably 17 times while sitting on the bench there, do not commit your 4th foul. Nice attack there by Moore, who couldn't get it to go. But you're exactly right. Kind of that danger zone. If you're Southside, you want to take this from 6 up to 12, maybe more if you can before halftime. As Peterson gets another offensive rebound. I think this is really where Southside's done their damage, is on the offensive glass. Woodson and that time Peterson. But if you're the Bruins, you want to take it maybe down to 4 or less before halftime. Set yourself a little mini goal within this game.
Wow. Whoa. What a block.
And blocked and stolen at the same time. That's multitasking in basketball.
Oh, they call offensive foul.
By Lamaya Woodson, and then Smith trying to put pressure on the defense again in transition. They're going to get her for the offensive foul, and that's her 3rd foul. And so she'll have to take a seat for the final 2:06. And now the Archers' biggest lead of the game at 10.
And we'll see who moves to point guard.
And staying in that 1-2-2 zone. Tiana White, first pass, flick, no good. And rebounded by the just checked in. That's Cassidy Connolly on the defensive rebound. Here's Davis. And she found a crease, but the far side official said there was a carry on the attack.
Northrop needs a really good possession here. You know, to keep their confidence going, stay in this game. This game gets out to a 15-point lead before halftime.
And if I want a good possession, I get it to the high post, too. There's Tiana White with it. Thatcher, that's a tough one.
What an outlet.
And an outlet pass. And count the bucket. What an outlet pass by Woodson as she found the streaking Nevaeh Pearson, a 5'6" junior guard, who gathered it, and she's going to have a chance at 3 points the hard way. And we mentioned when it was a 6-point lead, you mentioned kind of a danger zone for the Bruins and maybe an opportunity for the Archers. And right now we're looking at a 13-point game. And with 1:10 remaining, Southside looking to add to that. I think they're going to say simply deflected out of bounds on the far side. Woodson will inbound, and if I'm Southside, I'm not going to shoot it until Woodson gets a touch here. Callaway will attack.
Interesting to see what CC Callaway's, where she fits in this group, I guess, because, at Concordia, she kind of played the 3 at times for Dave Miller over there, and right now I think she's still trying to find her way in the offense here, only averaging about 3 points again. So look at that defense by Robinson. She's athletic.
Yeah, and again, a coach's dream, just how hard she plays, coachable, smart, and aggressive. Not, doesn't play with a lot of fear that maybe some sophomores tend to do. Nice cut there by Davis, and a nice find, but couldn't get the lay-in to go. Skip pass to Jasia Scott. And the threes, which were falling earlier when the Bruins were knotting this thing up into the first quarter, beginning of the second, just aren't falling for the Bruin shooters.
And they need to stop right here. 32-19 our score with just about 40. They may play for the final shot. Nope.
Guess who on the offensive glass kept that second one alive as well, as Callaway ends up with it on the right wing. And she'll bounce it out to Pearson.
Dangerous pass. Scott again with some hand. Look out.
Like bumper cars out there, Ryan.
Yeah.
And
she couldn't get out of the way of anybody.
I don't know if there's a bumper car place left in the city.
No. Diamond Jim's is closed. You might be too young for that,
They
Andrew.
closed a while. No. Spent a lot of summer days at old Diamond Jim's bumper cars. 8 seconds. The Bruins are aware. Scott going to share it with Thatcher. She'll drive it. Nice clear out there by Moore. And give Thatcher credit. She did not avoid the contact but sought it out. And so she'll step to the line for 2 free throws. 1.6 on the clock.
No, she's been shooting. She hasn't been making any. But the other team does have to respect her shooting out there. So they came out to close out on her. Her ball fake and then that good clear out there on the screen gave her the opportunity here, not only to just shoot free throws, but maybe even a three-point play right there. So a good play there by Thatcher. Good recognition.
And if I'm Coach Clausen, I'm telling Jasia Scott to get nowhere near the ball and do not commit your 4th foul.
The foul's on Davis of Southside on the block out of...
Yeah, and that's going to be the Southside team 9th, and so I think Thatcher just going to stay right there and shoot 1 in the bonus. Call it a redo, if you will.
Yeah, give her. She's not a good foul shooter. I think her percentage is like 32% this year.
And that'll be it for your first 16 minutes of basketball here at Southside High School. The Archers, it was close throughout most of the half, but they'll take a 13-point lead into halftime, and we'll be back here briefly to talk about what we saw in the first half, what we expect to see in the final 16 minutes, and also show you some highlights of action in that first half. We'll be right back here at SummitCitySports.com.
Sure we have to do this? A bit of a hill.
His mother said, if you're coming to school, you got to bring your sister because they have to go and work in the fields. So this kid carries his 1-year-old sister everywhere. A lot of those kids don't eat in the morning. A lot of those kids, the only place they do eat is at that school.
I thought going up that mountain, Mary's meals can reach everywhere that there's a hungry child.
Did you see what happens after a simple meal? It just came to life.
Love reaches everywhere.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Someday, you'll get your knee replaced. Someday, a new hip. Someday can be sooner than you think. At Parkview Ortho Hospital, we want to help you get moving again. So we offer a full range of options for joint pain, including outpatient joint replacements and personalized solutions. It's time to reclaim your life at Parkview Ortho Hospital, because someday is today. Learn more at parkview.com/ortho. Parkview, we believe in better.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Keep it 100. Thank you.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.
This is an invitation to a place where simply belonging can help enrich your whole community. ProFed Credit Union. You're invited.
Welcome back here to Southside High School. We are at halftime of our first game of the evening. The Archers leading the Northrop Bruins 32-29 here at halftime. This is the second game, or the first game of our doubleheader tonight. We'll have boys action coming up roughly about 25 minutes after this one. It'll be the Northrop Bruins men's team. They will 0-1 on the season. They'll take on the Southside Archers, who stand at 1-3 on the season. Looking at the boys' conference standings thus far this year on the Summit Athletic Conference, Homestead with a perfect 5-0 record, followed by Carroll at 4-0, Snyder at 3-1, Northside at 3-4, Bishop Luers 1-1, Northrop 0-1, Bishop Dwenger at 1-1, Concordia 2-2 already. We'll have them tomorrow here on Summit City Sports. Out at Concordia High School, they'll take on Oak Hill. That game starts at 7:30. The Wayne Generals at 2-4, and these Archers are 1-3 on the season. Make sure you go to our website to find out what games we're doing. Things are very fluid right now in high school basketball in the state of Indiana due to COVID. We've got games added, subtracted, then re-added in a few minutes' notice. We will have some games next week that will be coming to you in the afternoon here on SummitCitySports.com. My partner in crime joining me here in just a moment, Andrew Wiss. And if you're just joining us here as we are at halftime, this was a good game up until about the 3-minute mark of the second quarter before Southside really took control and got the benefit of some turnovers as they raced out to a 13-point lead here at halftime. Andrew, I was just saying this was a good game until about 3 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, and we're getting ready to celebrate baby Jesus this Christmas here, but you were a bit of a prophet there with about 3 minutes left. When you called it, you said 25-19, which I don't know if the Bruins scored after you said that.
Yeah, they did not.
Northrop fans probably not thrilled with you right now.
No, they probably don't like me.
Streaming with us. But you did mention that, this is a chance for Southside to really add to their score. And they did quickly, and if we look back at the film, in the last 2 minutes, I'm not sure if either team scored. Southside quickly took it to 32, extended it to that 13-point lead they currently have. And then towards the end, neither team could really find, a way to get the ball to go in the hoop. And so obviously both coaches, Goodwell and Coach Clapton, had a chance to talk to their groups. And I think one thing to keep an eye on is the foul trouble between the primary ball handlers for each group. So Olivia Smith and Jasia Scott, the two junior ball handlers in this contest, both got 3 fouls in that first half. And both of these teams really, ask a lot of those two in terms of ball handling, decision-making, and they do some really good things defensively as well.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Both teams with the 3 fouls on their point guards, per se, was a big difference. And you know what? That where that lead extended was right when Olivia Smith got the third and went out, because Jazz Combs hit a big bucket. I think Shea Patterson hit one. I think was it Pearson hit the 3-point play right there, and all of that. Nevia Pearson hit a big bucket in there and got fouled, and that's kind of where it ballooned.
Yeah, and again, if you're Northrop, it's hard to really take your group in at halftime and say, make your shots. I don't know, that's one thing you really hear coaches yell a lot, but, when the Bruins were hitting their perimeter threes in the first half, that's when they really were, competitive. And I think if their shots can fall here in the third quarter and they can climb into it early, they could really make this an interesting SAC game. And it would be a big one for the Bruins as they are winless in conference play right now at 0-4, but also just a real confidence momentum builder as you head in to your break. And to keep in mind, the Bruins do not play again until next year. We're talking January 5th. They'll play as they host Heritage, and then they'll play on January 8th, the rivalry game against Snyder. But, going into Christmas, an early Christmas present, girls, create your own gift here. If you're Coach Clapton, that's what you're telling your team with 16 minutes. Let's go get our Christmas gift and beat the Southside Archers.
And they've got to believe. I think their belief factor has to be pretty high. They played pretty doggone good in the first quarter. They played for the first 5 minutes of the second quarter pretty doggone good. And if they believe they can do that again, they can get back in the game. They turned South over.
Speaking of believe, Santa Claus. You got to believe in Santa Claus. And there's 3 different times that the Archers have really just opened up that right block for Olivia Smith. As that time they just cleared it out. She put the hesitation and go on, and her hesitation and go is quicker than most. Nice passing here by the Bruins as they get Tiana White an inside shot. But look for it again. The Archers having a lot of success with creating driving lanes for Olivia Smith.
Yeah, she probably has. I've seen quite a few girls' teams already. She definitely has the quickest first step.
Yeah, I think she might be able to get a job with Amazon, in high school, post-high school. But her delivery is expeditious.
It is for sure.
Speedy. I don't know if you have to be an Amazon Prime holder, but Olivia Smith fast on the delivery.
And White with her, she's 4 for 4 from the foul line.
And you see maybe the change here. Thatcher going to get Olivia Smith defensive responsibilities rather than Jasia Scott, who's got 3 fouls. Here's another clear out. And a nice body control there by Smith. She keeps making us say her name, Ryan. That time went left, but again, another clear out, and she was able to avoid the help defender. Excellent that time.
Woodson just in the right spot at the right time, isn't she?
Yeah.
I don't know. Has she announced where she's going to go play college basketball? I've got to believe there's some schools that are definitely into her.
Yeah, it was announced, and I want to say it was a school in either Southern Michigan or Eastern Illinois. We'll have to check that out. But she did announce earlier in the year where she was going to attend.
I've been doing so many college games, they've already been through high school, so I haven't got a chance to do it. Ooh, good steal by Scott.
And there was again with another clear out. That time Thatcher was able to keep Smith in front of her. Didn't let her attack that open block. Nice up fake by Thatcher. Help came from Davis. And Davis, they don't have her height listed, but she provides some length defensively. I think they're going to say that foul was on the floor as Thatcher bumped the oh-so-speedy Smith.
Hard to stay in front of her. I always said about Scott, she would be a heck of a defensive back on a football team because she's got great instincts to go get a ball. You know what I mean? Watching her play this year, this is my 3rd time having her. I don't know how many steals she's had, but she's got to be up there in the Summit Athletic Conference for steals.
Hey, Vanderbilt, they got a female football player on the roster.
Oh, good block. Ooh, they're going to call a foul on White.
Yeah, and the baseline official, I think he just had a really bad angle there as White had her hands up, got all ball. I think Woodson even smiling to herself knowing that these free throws are really freebies this time.
Yeah, White is talking to Woodson, and they're both having a bit of a chuckle at that. That's a line drive.
And again, it'd be interesting to see if the Archers on a make here put on that full court pressure that we saw to start the game.
Usually when you put your 2 guards down on the blocks, that does mean a press is coming.
And a nice flick. Boy, that pass from Thatcher, and we don't want this to go unnoticed. That pass from Thatcher was right to Jasia Scott's shot pocket, and she caught that, didn't have to adjust it, able to get it in line, and now here she is starting the break, a little 3-on-2. And Northrop really needed that, although a throwaway here by Woodson on the outlet, and she was looking for Cassidy Conley. But that pass was on time, on target. The shooter did not have to reach, and so Jasia Scott lined that 3 ball up. And here's Robinson from the corner.
Little stutter, step, and go. Woo.
It's such pressure, and she's got such a strong bounce. And what one thing really good guards do is they bounce that. They don't dribble it. They pound it extremely hard, which just means the ball stays in their hand longer. They put that ball in their hand. It keeps coming right back, and they can really adjust their body pace and attack. And so strong in the push is the junior Smith. For years I watched Brenton and Bryson Scott, run up and down the floor at Northrop, and they won so many games for the Bruins. And one thing they did different than a lot of other basketball players was they just pounded the ball, and it came right back. They had some of the greatest hands. And Olivia Smith, I think, has got a really good hands as well.
Yeah, Coach Norfleet might like her on the football team. Ooh, that ball about went in off the bank.
Here she is again. Tough one dribble weak there from Combs as she was short on that pull-up. So a 14-point lead, 5:05 remaining, Ryan. And if you're the Bruins, obviously what you want to try to do is just string a couple offensive possessions together and maybe get a couple stops on the other end.
And that's a good start right there. If they can get out of this quarter and be within 10, maybe 8, That's not out of the realm of it. They've got a shot to pull off an upset here on the road tonight.
Yeah, and obviously, you can get the Archers to miss, but can you get the defensive rebound? They do that time. Woodson's so good at going and getting it off of the glass. And again, they just went score, stop, score. Ryan, that's a drill that I think every high school coach in Indiana does in practice. A lot of times you go stop, score, stop, score, stop, score. Either way you do it, because so many times in games that you can change momentum, get momentum by doing that. And a substitution in for the Bruins is number 2, one of the freshmen for the Bruins, Kendall Thompson, sees her first action.
Olivia Smith going to get a break here. That last foul was not on her. Thought they called it on.
Oh, and that's a big one. We
It
mentioned
is on
that
Smith.
at halftime. That's going to be Olivia Smith's 4th personal foul.
I thought they called that on Shea Peterson.
We'll check that right now. The scoreboard does say 4 fouls on Smith as Woodson gathers the rebound, and Peterson. Nice interior passing there from Woodson to Peterson.
Boy, that foul changes things dramatically for the Archers, because they brought in, I think it was Pearson to run the point when she went out before. So it'll either be Davis or Callaway or even Combs running the point now.
Yeah, and I think they might do it collectively, but you do lose that sort of one-person break that Olivia Smith brings to the Southside offense. And deflected out of bounds as Davis chased down that offensive rebound. And that's one thing the Bruins are going to have to do, is limit the Archers to one shot. And Thompson, we mentioned that's the freshman, tracked down that backside rebound. And Scott, take your pick, was fouled there on the attack. They're going to get Callaway on the reach in. That'll be her second. Team third. Northrop with 4 team fouls, 3:58 remaining in the third quarter as White, soft touch. We got lucky there as nobody picked up Peterson in transition. She missed the bunny. And we'll call it a stop. And so now the Bruins again, Ryan, with a chance to go score, stop, score.
Yeah, they've done good things in the half court, and here's a nice jumper here by Scott. She's open, and look out, here comes the Bruins.
2 triples in the third quarter for the junior Jasia Scott, a welcome sight for Bruin fans streaming at home. And score, stop, score, stop. Yes.
There.
It is, as they say, Peterson touched it last, and so an 8-point game, 3:23. Don't look now, but the Bruins climbing back in this. They get it to Thompson. Power dribble blocked by Peterson. Thatcher navigating. Scott, don't. Oh, my. That was going to be 3 triples in a row for Scott. Woodson, what an outlet pass to Davis, but she had a tough angle there and then deflected out of bounds.
And
an interesting coaching decision here as Olivia Smith is going to come back in the game. She quickly circles her group up. You like the leadership there, but an interesting decision as Smith, with 4 fouls, back on the floor with 2:47 remaining in the third quarter.
And it looks like South's in a 3-2 matchup now. Here's a good drive by White. Tiana White just does not. She doesn't have the ups that she had a few weeks ago. I watched her play volleyball. She can jump. So obviously there's an issue in the lower in her legs. And there's a quick jumper by Robinson.
Nice find on the inbound, and I think this is another one of those stretches right now where it's an 8-point game, and it's sort of teetering on the Bruins getting it to 2 or even closer. But again, Southside always a threat as they give. That was a nice set there as Woodson came off with her eyes up and found Peterson diving to the rim. And let's see who they get on this. They get Jasia Scott, and that is now her 4th personal foul as Jasmine Perry quickly hops off the bench for Coach Clopton.
Yeah, that might have been a better one there for Scott just to let her go up and score. Save that foul for later.
A nice set, sort of a 1-4 high look there for Southside. And then as Woodson caught it on the left elbow, Peterson gave her a ball screen really designed for a screen and dive. And a nice find there by Woodson. Perry, again, we just checked in. Quick release.
Ooh, that's off of Woodson.
Yeah, battle for it. That was Robinson battling on the backside, and so Thatcher will inbound for the Bruins with 2:10.
Who's going to give him scoring now that Scott's out? Can they get some more from Robinson? That would be huge.
You know, if I'm the Bruin coaching staff, I'm going to do what I can to get Olivia Smith involved somehow defensively.
Put a ball screen on her.
I can't pick up her 5th foul somehow, some way. I'm telling my entire group to take a charge on this end as she drives. I'm trying to put her in some ball screen action, whatever I can do. Maybe an ISO.
White.
They are in a man-to-man.
Good entry pass. You know what you were talking about there with, I would bring White up for a screen on her off of Thatcher or somebody like that. And what do we got now?
Stoppage of play here on the far side. There was a whistle from the far side official who, you know, like you said, in this gym, you can't hear anything. I'm not sure if he heard something said that maybe we didn't pick up, but in this gym, you know, these referees can almost hear any sort of conversation, whereas maybe in a normal gymnasium.
Yeah, and especially in this gym. It echoes in here so bad. I mean, I coach baseball here. You practice in here. Every little thing, you can hear it all over the place. I don't know, maybe did the clock not start? Because, I mean, that official there can see both clocks. And now they're going to go to an inadvertent whistle.
Yeah, and so you like the conversation there as he wanted to make sure, I think, an inadvertent whistle, what to do on the play. I think Southside is going to keep possession, and so they'll inbound on the baseline here going full court. So a little explanation to Coach Goodwell, and I think a play on here.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I was mentioning before we had to stop there, if Southside could run Northrop can run a play, maybe with Thatcher and White, if they can catch Olivia Smith on that, and White can set a screen on Smith, and then, you know, do the LeBron James and flop. You know, because I'm sure everybody watches him play, and he's pretty good at flopping, so maybe they could run that play and get her out of the game.
It is an art at the NBA level, and let's see, Smith, I wouldn't be surprised to see her. There's a clear out again. Thompson, nice job, the freshman, going straight up, not fouling Smith as she drove. Robinson, speaking of straight up, Callaway went straight up there. Well, that was a shot fake. My eyes even went to that shot fake as Tiana White put it on the deck, and I think she's going to be fouled by Combs. And that's Combs' 3rd foul.
Speaking of flops, did you see the flop in the Alabama game with LSU, that big offensive lineman? He didn't even get touched. He went down like he got shot. Wow, look at that offensive rebound there by Thatcher. Oh, count the bucket.
The freshman attacking the senior. And I think their teammate got so excited, pushed her in the back. Might have hurt her neck a little bit, but the freshman Thompson attacking the senior Woodson got it to go, plus the harm.
And then
going window. Ryan, it's 7 p.m. I don't know if there's a bank open in the city, but somehow Kendall Thompson made a deposit from the charity stripe. It's a 6-point ball game with 1:02 remaining.
It is Christmas. And they got it down to a 6-point game.
That time Woodson, again, such a presence defensively. Got in the way of Tiana White, who was unable to hit the 6-footer. And Smith, you see her handling there. Combs can't get it to go. Perry tracked it down, and then Woodson steals it. And there's a difference between good post players and simply post players. Woodson caught it and didn't dribble first. She checked the basket area, pivoted, saw where the defense was, and then used her dribble to attack. Post players, if you can watch that film in the late third quarter there of Lamaya Woodson, caught it, pivoted, checked, and then aggressively attacked the basket with kept the ball high and away from the defense. Excellent footwork there by the senior Lamaya Woodson. .6 seconds, and Robinson misses the first of two. And Davis going to check back in for Combs. And obviously, if you're Southside, Olivia Smith's going to have the ball in her hands in this final 15 seconds. Look for that clear out. They're going to clear out the left side. Are they? 6 seconds now. Yes, they clear out the left side. Here she goes.
Jeez.
Well defended by the Bruins, and this was a 13-point game at halftime. The Bruins cut it to 7. That's exactly what you wanted if you're Coach Clapton. Give yourself a chance in the final 8 minutes. We'll be right back here at Southside High School after a brief word from our sponsors. So welcome back to Southside High School. We mentioned next up for both of these teams as we look forward to their schedules. Southside will be playing tomorrow. That's a 1 p.m. game at Jay County. They'll also play, I believe, a makeup game against Wayne on December 22nd. That, I believe, here at Southside. And then they'll also play down, this is a post-Christmas game, at Franklin Central, but they'll be playing against Pike High School. That'll be a fun one down there in a Franklin Central tournament on December 30th. The Bruins, we mentioned, this is their last contest before next year when they play Heritage on January 5th. And they were able to cut what was a 13-point halftime deficit to 7 here. And now multiple possessions here on this start of the fourth quarter.
Southside with some good aggression there. Good pass.
And a nice heads-up play by the freshman Davis. Caught that touch pass to
I think that was Pearson.
Yeah, Nevaeh Pearson, who had an and one lay-in the first half. And that might have been the easiest 2 points of her season as Davis with the assist.
I was talking to athletic director Tori Curry here before they got started, and he said that Jay County game tomorrow came about in 44 minutes because Jay County lost the game and said, hey, you want to play tomorrow? And they said, sure, okay, we'll come up and play.
Hey, athletic directors, coaches, players as well, got to be flexible this year more than maybe any. And all that means is you get to play, and speaking of playing, Davis, Annika Davis, the freshman found a crease, kept her eyes up, and give her 2 points. And I think as Thatcher deflected that and maybe stole it, Peterson maybe. Yeah, I think they're going to get Peterson for the reach-in. And so the Bruins, with 6:50 remaining, are going to be shooting the bonus the rest of the way. Obviously good news if Ryan, they can make their free throws.
And they're not what is their free throw percentage on the year? I think they're shooting right around 50% as a team.
Unable to connect on those, and those are just points, you're giving away. When you get to the line, you got to be able to consistently knock them down if you want to beat the good teams in the SAC and the good teams on your schedule.
And Southside now going to spread out this Northrop defense.
Yeah, I think they're going to be very patient with it. Olivia Smith now 39 and a half feet away and does not look to be in a hurry. Davis, well, that was a tough attack with her left hand. Maybe not the shot that Coach Goodwell wanted. And Perry, we've seen her do that a couple times this season. She'll attack it and use her weak hand for the shot.
Yeah, she tricked me early in the season. She did that and went left-handed, and I'm like, wait, she's not left-handed. Then she shot some foul shots later in the game. She would shoot them right-handed.
And again, a chance for the Bruins to get to the free throw line. And she calmly sinks that. And that's so important, I think, for her teammates to see is just free throws going in. As Jasia Scott, I believe, going to come in for Perry if this is another made free throw. 5:57 remaining in the fourth quarter. And an extra possession, a couple extra possessions there on a rebound, and Tiana White gets 2 more points. Davis, nice catch with the puppies. And that pass came from Smith, but Davis caught that with her feet. And if you don't know what that means, streamers, she did not catch that with her feet, concrete to the floor. Rather, she caught it on the bounce. A lot of those really good Homestead shooters, a lot of really good shooters in general, catch their three-point looks with their feet, and it really gets their muscles, leg muscles, into their shot. And Davis knocked that one down from the corner.
And she's had 7 points in 2 minutes.
Some contact there on the shot, play on. And here comes the Bruins. Guess who back controlling the paint?
Wow. Coach Clopton going to use a timeout.
And Lamaya Woods, and she defends that paint like a broke art teacher. You walk into an art teacher's room that doesn't have a lot of supplies, a lot of money, a lot of funding. They will defend their paint ferociously. And Lamaya Woodson, I don't know if she likes art, what her grade is in our class, but she's defending the paint like you don't want to steal her watercolors.
She's probably close to a triple-double. She's had quite a few blocks in this game. She definitely has it in rebounds. Scoring maybe where she's going to be the lowest tonight. She probably only had 6 or 8 points.
And, Tiana White and the other Bruins have had some excellent looks where they've gotten into the basket area. And it's one thing simply to be a presence, but Lamaya Woodson does it without fouling. She's only got 1 foul in the game tonight, but yet she's altered, she's blocked, she's deflected so many basket area attacks by the Northrop team tonight. One reason why Northrop has just 38 points here in the fourth quarter. Give her a lot of credit on both ends of the floor.
She's a very good athlete. You can just she's committed to the weight room. I've talked to Juanita Goodwell before. All of these girls here at Southside are pretty well committed to not only basketball when it's happening in the off season, but they also get into that nice weight room we've got right behind us here at Southside High School.
And again, as you continue to coach players, especially a player like Maya Woodson, who's been at the varsity level now for at least 3 years, you can then start to really hone in on small things. like playing vertical and avoiding fouls on the defensive end, and they're going to get J.J. Scott with an extra step there with 4:40 remaining. So 15-point lead, the biggest of the game for the Archers, Ryan, and I expect to see some patience here from their offense.
Yeah, especially when you have this young lady running your offense. You just give the ball to her and have her be patient and get the right read just like that. She really set the defense up for failure, didn't she, right there? With her head. Not with her hands, but with her head.
Yeah, her ability to go from 0 to 60. You know, I drive a GMC Sierra, and it does not go from 0 to 60 very quickly. But I think Olivia Smith does.
Oh, might have got away with the walk there.
And a nice dive. Woodson really running the show there from the high post. She has had some quality passes from that high post area tonight. Found Peterson earlier, found Davis. Give the freshman credit there with the basket cut. But some nice X's and O's from the high post. I think Anaya Moore's trying to foul Amaya Woodson, or that or they're really good friends.
I don't know if she's trying to follow her or what, but that was Cassidy Conley.
And again, Smith with the assist. And I think the Bruins are trying to go with the Hack-a-Shack there. The Hack-a-Howard, if you will, for our maybe younger NBA fans. But the Hack-a-Shack, Anaya Moore, let's see if they try it again. She was trying to foul Woodson. She is now hugging Lamaya Woodson.
The officials are not allowing it.
That is interesting.
Yeah. Well, they also understand it's a 21-point game. And we have a second game tonight. You know, you're watching tonight in this game Olivia Smith play. You're going to see in the next game for Southside Mr. Jordan play and Ashton Johnson. You're going to see about the same type of athletic person out on the court. Smart, both of those guys are extremely smart. I've known Ashton Johnson for a long, long time, more than I've known Austin Jordan. So, but those two guards are really effective. They're intelligent. They're a lot like Olivia Smith. You know, I said she plays like a boy a lot of the times, and in the second game you're going to see that, especially with the Southside guards.
Yeah, and again, I think it's a really credit to, yes, her speed, but also her body control. Like, it's one thing to go 82 feet at full speed, but when she gets to the rim, great body control, the ability to finish baskets when she's there. Her ability to stop and start and slow and change her pace is impressive for the Archers. And again, just a junior, and you like the hesitation there, the ability to get to the rim. Peterson, another look. And Thatcher there drawing a whistle as she took that underneath Pearson, who was defending. And so 2:18 remaining. And for a while there, this was 40, I believe, 40-32, might have been 38-32. And it almost looked like the Bruins, after a couple J.J. Scott threes in that third quarter, were going to be able to sneak back into this. But, you know, maybe not enough free throw shooting. And then just a whole lot of Lamaya Woodson and Olivia Smith on the offensive end for the Archers.
Yeah, and you sprinkle in there Davis. She's probably in double figures now because she scored a couple in the first half, and she has at least 9, maybe even 11 here in the second half for Southside, and she's just a freshman. And I was looking at the roster. Is Billingsley? I don't see Billingsley on the roster this year. She was a very good player for him last year.
And I got a chance to see Davis play, you know, her middle school basketball at Tolles, and was just a really good player for that school in middle school. And so it's just been really playing a lot of basketball, but has been a really good player for a while. And you know, likely that next name, her and Smith in the backcourt this year, and her and Smith in the backcourt next year as well. Callaway, just a junior as well for the Archers. And so you love that when you have guards, you know, that are good, athletic, can shoot it, and are going to be returning. Coach Goodwill is able to just continually reload and produce and grow her basketball player skills. Done a great job in her 12th year now, closing in, now at 190 right now, but closing in on that coaching mark, 200 career wins, probably going to hit it this season.
More than likely, I would guess that will happen.
Knock on wood, COVID.
That's
might
exactly
be the only thing that stops Coach Goodwill from reaching that 200-win milestone.
And you look at the SAC this year, maybe from top to bottom, maybe the most balanced it's been in quite some time. You know, we've always had Southside and Homestead that have been very, very good, and now Carroll is very good. Concordia is good this year. This Northrop team is improving, and Lures is good. DeWanger has got some talent on that team. Northside just has a bunch of puppies on the team this year. They went from older and short to young and really tall this year. So they've got some growth to do over there in that program.
And Snyder, you know, with those
Snyder's
four
good.
freshmen that have come in, they competed well against Southside earlier in the year, gave them a run. And obviously with the transfer, Destiny Jackson providing that senior leadership over there. And so you're right, a very balanced group. You're going to have to bring it, you know, every single night in the SAC. 42 seconds now, and I think Southside going to be just content here to bounce it out as they're going to move to, it looks like, 6-1 on the season, 4-0 in conference play. A little step back from Davis. Give her two. They say she had a Nike on the line. As Scott quickly takes it the other way. The Bruins going to fall to 3-6 on the season, 0-5 in conference play. And we mentioned the last game of the season for the Bruins. And so a very different, you know, as the students wrapped up school yesterday, very different holiday breaks for these as Southside filled with games, and Northrop going to have a lot of chance to practice over the holiday break.
Yeah, and you know what? Their break they've had up to this game has been good for them. You can see it. Their ability to break the press. They have limited their turnovers at times. Obviously, they've got to get better at foul shooting and rebounding, but they have made improvements since day one.
Sure, and obviously, you know, one thing you have to look forward to is as you start play in 2021 against Heritage, you know, a chance to get a win there, and then, you know, these girls are going to be up for the Snyder game. So how can you take advantage of your practices, of the time you spend in the gym from here until then, and you get your 2021 season off to a really good start if you're the Bruin coaching staff. And for Coach Goodwill and her group, you know, she's going to continue to challenge her team with really good competition. And there's the post-game wave, as we've come used to seeing in 2020. And that, again, folks, is your final. The Archers, we said it, improved to 6-1 on the season, off to an excellent start in the 2020-21 season. Final score here, 61-39. And that, again, we said it, just game one of our doubleheader, the only Friday doubleheader in the city tonight. And so we're thrilled to be bringing it to you. We're going to be live on YouTube with that one as Northrop and Southside boys lace it up here in about 25 minutes or so.
And for those of you that are watching the live stream now, we are going to drop the live stream here, and you'll have to come find us again on Facebook or YouTube or over on Twitter. So when the screen goes dark and the commercials end, be sure to go right back over to Facebook and YouTube and pull up that live stream. We'd love to have you here once again tonight and throughout the whole season. I want to thank all of our sponsors once again here on our post-game show here. Kelly Automotive Group, Tom Steel Tire, Big Eyed Fish, ProFed Credit Union, Ottenweiler Contracting, Summit Volleyball, Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning, Alisteca Mexican Restaurant, and, of course, Parkview Sports Medicine.
Absolutely. So for our videographer extraordinaire, Thomas Nolan, and providing the excellent commentary, Ryan Dellinger, I'm Andrew Wiss. As always, it's a thrill to bring you high school basketball here on SummitCitySports.com.
Sure we have to do this? A bit of a hill.
His mother said, if you're coming to school, you got to bring your sister because they have to go and work in the fields. So this kid carries his 1-year-old sister everywhere. A lot of those kids don't eat in the morning. A lot of those kids, the only place they do eat is at that school.
I thought going up that mountain, Mary's meals can reach everywhere that there's a hungry child.
You see what happens after a simple meal? It just came to life.
Love reaches everywhere.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Parkview Sports Medicine. Become more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express Walk-In Clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Someday, you'll get your knee replaced. Someday, a new hip. Someday can be sooner than you think. At Parkview Ortho Hospital, we want to help you get moving again. So we offer a full range of options for joint pain, including outpatient joint replacements and personalized solutions. It's time to reclaim your life at Parkview Ortho Hospital, because someday is today. Learn more at parkview.com/ortho. Parkview, we believe in better.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcast. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Keep it 100.
This is an invitation to join a movement propelled by people who care, and members who have a share in the place they bank.
Good morning, Sam.
So when you have the chance to get your first home loan, you know an expert will guide you every step of the way. Or when it's time to buy your new car, you'll be treated like more than just a credit score.
Good news, ProFed can get you that payment.